Hi guys, Azid here. So this is a secondary video to a video that I posted around how to get possession order for a property from tenants who are not paying. So this is a follow-up to that video. If you haven't watched that video, go back and look at my social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and find that video that then describes the 7 steps you need to follow to be able to get those tenants out of your property so you can re-rent it again. But this video is going to concentrate on the 4 steps that you need to take to be able to recover the debt once you've actually kicked out the tenant and they've been evicted and you've got your property back. You hopefully rented it straight away, or you've had to kind of refurb and rent. But now you've got some time to be able to try and claw back that money. This is what happened to us as a company. A tenant who had not been paying for about 6 months in the end and amounted to a debt of around £4,500. So partly based on principle, because she's a professional rent dodger, I took this decision to spend a bit, people will argue, good money after bad, but I wanted to make sure that she doesn't do that again, and hopefully, you know, by pursuing the court order and enforcing it as a high court order, we should be able to then help other landlords in the future. So that was the kind of the context of the claim. So what did I have to do? What are the 4 steps? First is how to recover the debt. You need to find the tenant. So firstly, you need to have a possession order that you would have been granted before, by the time you got the tenant out. On that order, if you look at the other video, there should have been a money judgment that you would have gone for as well. So you get the property, but also you get the cost to it as well, which is what we always file. There's no extra cost. It's just a tick almost from your solicitor to say, yeah, as part of this possession order, we're going to chase cost as well. Once you get that, then you can use it in this step, which is, first of all, you need to have those possession order to be able to recover the debt. On that possession order, it will have a value of the debt that you are able to recover. In this case, for us, it is £4,500. Second, you need to find the tenant. Now, that's the trickiest part of all of this, because tenants, in this scenario where they were evicted, they're not going to give you their forwarding address. So you need to have one to be able to enforce this money judgment onto them. What I found the best way to do is to looking around and speak to people and having a good Google around. My solicitor told me then to use a tracing agent, which we duly did. So these tracing agents ask you information about the tenant that you're looking for, as much as possible, that what information you have, and then they tell you to wait between 3 to 4 months between the time that they get evicted to the time you start searching them, because it gives them enough time to start getting credit, getting council tax bills, utility bills, etc., to be able to then find a mobile phone is probably a good one, so mobile phone contract as well. So that's what we did. So I waited 3 or 4 months and then paid the tracing agent. The tracing agent cost, actually it was quite cheap, it was about 64 quid, £60 actually, to be able to find that tenant. Lucky enough, because we'd left enough time to go by, they were able to trace her with 6 digital footprint of credit at the new address. So I was able to then, on the 4th stage of this process, is to apply for a court sheriff to actually enforce this money judgment. So to do that, I was advised to not go with a CCJ, the traditional county court judgment, but to go for a high court enforcement officer and use their team. I guess the difference between a CCJ and this high court enforcement teams, from my understanding, is they are able to go out and do more of the enforcement. So in this scenario, we've now submitted our claim to them. We've paid a court fee of £71, and if the debt is over £600 and it's less than 6 years old, you can apply for these high court enforcement officers to go out and actually enforce the collection of that debt. So they are, from what I can understand, also able to recover goods and services, to be able to pay towards the cost of the debt. I will obviously clearly post again once I see what the outcome has been today, which we're now in January, middle of January 2022. I would assume this will probably take another 3 to 4 weeks before we get any kind of person to go out, actually serve this money judgment onto this tenant at the new address that we found her at. Right, so I hope that's been useful. My name is Azid Ganga. I've been investing in property for about 23 years. I started with buy-to-let, then moved into HMO, and now I specialize a lot of my time into buying blocks of flats, multi-unit blocks, and title splitting them to create value out of them. But alongside that, I'll also do new build, commercial conversions, and anything in between. So anything where there's value to it, I will look at it and I will take a view on it. So if you're interested in finding out more, so follow me on my social medias, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I've also got a couple of books on Amazon that you can have a look at. Scale Your Wealth Through Properties. And the second one is Grow Your Wealth Through Title Splitting. If you've got any questions, please post them in the link below, and I'll see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.